Um, can everybody hear me? I'm not sure if this is working, but I hope everyone can hear me. Um, I just felt I had been receiving a lot of emails and people pleading with me to stream again. People asking me um, if I could do a stream about video gaming. People asking me if I could do a stream about faith, family, and generally giving people advice how they should traverse their life. And I, as everyone knows, have departed from that chapter of my life. Um, all the times being splashed with diarrhea and filth, um, all the times being trolled and frankly just the sinking feeling that I had not made the difference that I hoped that I would make in the world led me to make that decision. Um, but that doesn't mean that I don't care about the few people. Sorry, there's a reason why I'm at the church right now, or my meeting house. But anyway, that doesn't mean that I don't care about the people that did sincerely watch, did sincerely want answers to their questions, did sincerely want community and friendship. I do care about all those people. The reason why I decided to press the button to stream a little bit tonight is because I want to remind everyone that you can do hard things. Um, why am I in the cultural hall? Well, this is the cultural hall of a stake center, and today was the funeral of someone very dear to me. This whole cultural hall, I'll go ahead and show you guys a view of it. It's rather large. Was full of 25 tables and a couple, over 100 chairs. And after the funeral was over, um, the Lord placed something in my path that I wasn't expecting. You see, during the funeral, um, it was a funeral slash um, casserole cook-off, and there were just an absolute litany of different casseroles full of colorful vegetables and things like that. But because of an issue with the kitchen here at the church, a very serious issue, um, people over the course of a couple hours, the entire elders quorum were feeling very, very sick. And there had there has been a bug going around up in this part of Utah as it is, but as it happened, almost everyone started having nausea and vomiting um, at the funeral. And we were going to come a couple hours afterward to put everything away. But I have been following in the path of some other people and decided that I was not going to indulge in any casserole today, but rather I was going to adhere to a different diet and avoid dairy products, which a lot of casseroles include. And, well, naturally, all the chairs and tables were still here. Um, I was going to record myself putting every single thing away, just so I can show people that you can do hard things. But I felt like that would be a little too much, because I don't want to show off the ability that I have to put away tables and chairs or anything like that, but rather give you the message instead that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. if you just believe in Jesus Christ, frankly. Um, a portion of that is believing in yourself as well. Believe in the abilities that you have to accomplish the things that God has uh, entrusted you to accomplish. There's something special about you too. And God placed that within you, not so that you can forget it and pretend that everything is in the hands of chance or fate, but rather you can do as Nephi did and go and do the things that the Lord commands, because He doesn't command you to do anything that you cannot accomplish. And we are all commanded to go forth and to bring it about many works of righteousness of our own free will. We're commanded to love our neighbor, even as ourselves, but first to love God, to love His truths, His commandments, and to take all those things and use them to love other people. He commands us to forgive, which sometimes can be the hardest thing in the whole world, especially when it involves forgiving ourselves for something that perhaps we zonked up a little bit. But all these things are possible if you have faith and if you believe. Um, we just had Pioneer Day. It was frankly a wonderful time. Um, there was lots of pie and corn and lots of confections of different sorts and things like that. And I remember my own pioneer ancestors, my last Kimball, after all, and remember all the tales that they had to endure and all the things that they left behind. Even after they worked so hard to build this beautiful temple, for example, right here, the Nauvoo Temple. Stunningly, they were asked to leave all the and to trek across plains and crags and torrents and winds and snows and mountains and rivers, only to find this beautiful place that I live, which is beautiful now. But when they first got here, it was pretty deserty and pretty rocky. There really wasn't much. And the lake that they found was a big old salty pit in the ground. But you know what? Sometimes we have to leave behind something that we worked really, really hard on to eventually find something better. Really hard on. Um, you can see where I'm going with this. Really hard on thing. Yes, it took a lot of work to build Mormon Talk community. It took a lot of work and a lot of passion and heart to write Window to His Love. It it took a lot of work to forgive all of the people that uh, essentially diarrheaed on my show. But all that hard work wasn't for nothing. Um, even though I did have to leave that behind. Just like the saints left the Nauvoo temple, for example, behind. Doesn't mean it was all for nothing. Because the life that I've built, the wonderful things that have come from that, just making that difficult decision to trek onward, they might not have come to full fruition yet, but they are still coming to full fruition. My life has changed, and don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean it didn't involve trekking through my own wilderness and, frankly, freezing my own toes off. But I have faith that as I continue to build and stake my pole into the soil of this ground and say, this is the place, this is the life that I choose to have, This is the vision I choose. As I continue to believe in that vision, my life will unfold in a glorious way, and I will build my own Salt Lake, my own Zion, my own promised land. And so, my message is this: we can do hard things, we can make hard decisions. We can. But the most important thing of all is that in making those hard decisions, in doing those hard things, that we have a vision that is centered upon the plan that God, our eternal Father, has laid out for us. And that vision always involves us becoming the best person we could possibly be and doing the most with that person in the world so that we can affect as many lives as we possibly can. I just want everybody to know all this stuff and to have a positive message to go forth with. There's a lot of difficult things happening in the world. There's a lot of scary things happening, even. But you know what? With a little faith and a lot of courage, you can do anything you want. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So, God be with you. God be with. God be. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Dang it. God be with you till we meet again.